Private company feeding us GMO foods, they wanting us trapped. My young boy just came home for a booting, that young nigga tapped. Can't be slipping when I'm puffing on a potent, silent but I stay strapped. Gave her wood, now she talking about family tree, you know it ain't that. Ain't got time for the bad bees, dog, I got money on mine. Watch my chain too long, had me nervous, I put money on your mind. The Cali be potent, that girl is a bogus, I can't risk my seed.
What's up, my people? My fellow airsofters, welcome back to Airsoft Special Ops. Now, we've been getting a lot of good reviews in terms of, or good feedback in terms of a lot of these spring pistols, or these functional guns, or these like cycling testing guns, or these bolt rifles and stuff like that. The more cheaper side of guns, if you want to call it that. Now, so this one was requested for me to do. So big up man like Con for supplying me with the pistol, because he ended up buying it himself. So he was like, you definitely gotta talk about this one, cause I know they're gonna want to see this one. So this one is probably something, again, affordable. It's very cheap. I think Con said he paid about 12-13 quid, not more than probably 15-16 quid for this one. And this is just more for somebody who's trying to, like, I know this might sound crazy, but get their child ready for airsoft, or get them used to like cycling a gun, or loading a mag, or how, you know, I'm trying to say that kind of stuff, while doing it in a safe way, if you get what I mean, helping the child or young person, or even yourself, because I found it a cool thing to just kind of have anyway, just something to maybe potentially have up on a wall as a display piece, just to say like, look, this thing actually ejects somewhat bullets. So yeah, man, I'm not sure it's actually original supplier, but its secondary supplier is a company called Heina Toys. Obviously it comes with 14 plus as advised, and this model is actually called the H1045. They have quite a few different models, starting from H1041 back to H1058. So I'm guessing there is quite a few different models. Straight out the box, it just comes in a basic cardboard box. You get the pistol. I think they do quite a few different colors. They do like a red one, a blue one, and I believe in some countries and regions you might be lucky enough to get a black one, full black one, or you could just paint it yourself. It does come with this green cap, orange cap, just so that you are following safety legislation in your state, which I think is cool anyway for a kid to have, because if you were to bring this gun out and it was a dark night, from afar somebody would feel like you do have a real firearm in your hands. So just for safety's sake, I feel like if you were gonna give this to your kid to use or learn with, it probably wouldn't be a bad idea to leave that cap on. So yeah, straight out the top, first couple things I see is obviously the pistol. It does have a like open slide. I don't know if you guys can see that. It doesn't have the hold function. I will say that I'm having to currently hold the slide open, but it does have some kind of open slide function, which I find quite cool. And then it has some kind of like metal type thing, but you can tell it's like some kind of sticker, silver type sticker. It's not actually metal. The whole gun is plastic from what I can see. It's not the best polymer, or plastic should I say, I'm not even sure if it is polymer. It feels like more one of the basic plastics. Does feel like if you were to drop this gun it may break, but it doesn't feel bad for what it is, to be real. Very light. Yeah, it doesn't feel bad for what it is. Trust me, it does not feel bad at all. They do provide you with a spring-loaded mag, so I think that's pretty cool. Again, just to help the user or viewer understand how things work, most real mags do kind of operate in a similar function. They'll be a lot more heavier than this bad boy, because this also is made out of full plastic, not the greatest plastic. You can feel that this probably will break if you're not careful with it. The sides are very quite wafer, as you can see, and then there's like a spring loaded into the middle. So yeah, so that's those two things. But for the price, you cannot go wrong. Like, so far so good. Like, so far so good. Now, I opened this a bit earlier, but what should happen is these things will come loaded in there, and then obviously this pistol was originally opened by Con anyway before he gave it to me. So yeah, but big him up for allowing the channel to review this one. So yeah, it should come in like a little setup system like this, and then what I do believe these are is your actual bullet heads. So these are what will be flying out the actual pistol itself.
You're saying a little piece of my thoughts.
They're made of some kind of like foam at the back, and then it feels like some kind of plastic head at the top. It does look glued on, so you do want to be careful with bending it. Probably don't do what I was just doing, because you probably will end up damaging it. Then it won't sit how it needs to sit. Then you've got these shell casings, which again plastic, but it's these, like I said, for this kind of price you can't go wrong. So you've got quite a few of them shell casings, which I feel like is quite cool. Like, for a little gun that you're gonna hang up on the wall, or something that you're gonna use with the kids around the house or whatnot like that, I feel like it's a cool little thing. So I believe how this works is you load these little bad boys into the shell casings, like so. You're gonna push them down just a little bit. So we'll put that to one side, grab another one and do the same thing. So you pull that out, you wanna chuck it inside this bad boy again. Don't let it hang out too much. Push that in, put that to the side, and you basically just want to keep repeating this process until you filled all the current shell casings, or at least used up all the bullet heads that you do have. And then we'll move on to the next step, which is some of them are a bit tight. Don't think Con's used some of them. You'll notice, I can notice that some of them are a bit looser to pull out, and then some of them are a bit tighter. I think those are the ones that he hasn't used yet. And that goes in there. Like, that one was really tight. But yeah, so I've got my shell casings loaded, like you can see. I do have one that isn't loaded, but I guess that's one bullet or bullet head that he's kind of lost. But we'll still load that bad boy. I think we'll load that one last, as in first. So show you guys how this works. So there's like a spring section right here. You want to kind of push the bullet down and slide it back into it. So I put that one in first, because obviously that will be the last bullet or bullet casing in the mag. Then you want to do the same thing, push down and then push back in. And if you look closely, if you don't do it that way, it won't work. So say I started here, it wouldn't go in because that section here is blocking it, whereas there's a cutout right here that allows you to kind of slide it down and then slide it back in, and then you just keep on repeating that process basically until your mag is full, or you've used up all your bullets. You'll feel the tension. The tension isn't quite bad for the cheapness of this pistol, because trust me, already you can feel the tension in that mag, which is pretty cool. But I guess it's where these casings are quite big, I can feel that tension. But there's only one more going in anyway. Yeah, that's really tight in there. I guess ejecting them will be quite easy as well. So let's chuck that one back in. And then from what I understand, it is literally a motion where you chuck that mag back in. So that's in that bad boy again. And then you're literally just trying to cycle load. So there's one in the chamber. You aim where you want to aim. I'm just going to aim ahead because they're foamy things. They're not going to do much damage. Aim. Oh, and that one's just pinged off the wall and come back to me. So I've got my bullet head right there. So we'll chuck that one right back back in there, and then if you just cycle it, so what you're basically doing is you're removing the old shell casing and you're loading a new bullet casing into the chamber. So I'll show you that motion now. Oh, I feel like I've got a jammage. Yes, I do. I can see it. Got a jammage. So there's your first issue. Obviously with these cheaper guns you will tend to have problems, but yeah, we just had a jam, but it's all good. It looks like we've been able to clear it, and like you guys could see that the shell casing came out as I cycled it, which I just think it's a cool little motion for a cheap little gun. It's a cool little thing to have around the house and play with the kids with. And then obviously load another one in. Again, we can fire, and then you'll get your bullet head back. And then if you cycle, like you guys can see, you've been able to get your shell casing back. Cycle again.
No lies, no cap. If I said it,
get my shell casing back. And I think what I did was I double loaded before I shot. So what it done was shot two. Don't be like me. There's a certain motion to how this stuff works. But yeah, I'm not even sure if I should cycle now. Is there one in the chamber? There was one in the chamber, but there was nothing to shoot, which doesn't really make any sense to me, because in theory there should be a casing in there. Yes, I don't understand. But maybe what it needs is the shell casing and the thing for it to shoot. But it only shot one, so I guess somehow a casing was missing. And then if you notice, that one just flew out again, which is pretty cool. Like, I feel like it's just a cool little thing, like especially for that test and reload, shoot, clear your chamber type thing. I think it's a cool little thing to do. That one just pinged off to the side. If I can find it. There we are. It's a cool little thing, I'm not gonna lie, very light. Then you cycle that one out, load one back in. There we are again. I feel like it's a cool little thing, I'm telling you, something cool to do with the kids around the house. Clear your chamber. Keeping a track of these little things though, and these little bullet casings, is gonna be a nightmare. And then I believe we're all out. My last shell casing, which was the empty one. Yeah? Chamber's empty and mic's empty. For what it is, I'm not gonna lie, it is a good little pistol. I would like personally, I probably wouldn't buy this version myself, but that's just me because I do own heavy duty airsoft guns, so it's like it probably wouldn't be wise to buy like something so cheap, or else it would only be a display piece. I wouldn't touch it too heavily just so that it doesn't break. But what I would say is, if there's a company, and maybe this is where you guys as the viewers come in, or I'll ask Con to do some research for me, if there is a more heavy duty version to this, so say like a full metal frame and it has a similar thing, metal shell casings, not plastic ones, and proper like spearheads that go into it and shoot proper, yeah, something like that I'd love to own as a little display piece or something to bring to the firing range. So let me know and I'll definitely review it. But for a little toy for the kids, trust me, I'll rate this one highly, cause I feel like it's just a cool little thing, and because the parts are so like fragile themselves, the kids won't do damage around the house. So yeah man, like I would recommend it, definitely recommend it, especially for the price as well. So big up Con for allowing us to review this bad boy. This is the Colts Colts PT-FAM-FG Co. Bloody hell, mouthful. But I believe they're actually called the H1045 by
Where the ego tripping, think different and let go where the ego tripping. Think different and let go where the ego tripping. Think different, think different. Working 6 to 2 to pay some ish that's overdue. Meditate on past actions, ish I had to do. Working 6 to 2 to pay some ish that's overdue. Meditate on past actions, ish I had to do. Private company feeding us GMO foods, they wanting us trapped. My young boy just came home for a booting, that young nigga tapped. Can't be slipping when I'm puffing on a potent, silent but I stay strapped. Gave her wood, now she talking about family tree, you know it ain't that. Ain't got time for the bad bees, dog, I got money on mine. Watch my chain too long, have me nervous, I put money on your mind. The Cali be potent, that girl is a bogus, I can't risk my seed. My heart too low, took L's like fug. Big slime soon free. Had to drop cause the fans they keep asking. You drop trash, had the fans all laughing. Disappeared and I brother grown, we conversate, I ain't preaching. Roll some loud, talk some life, hold his mouth when I'm speaking. I had trauma about my childhood plus how I grew. I had trauma about my exes plus things they do. Ayy, ayy, look what I did to shine, ayy, ayy.